Have you ever wondered about Apple's manufacturing plans in India? Well, it all began in earnest in 2022, when Apple made the pivotal decision to shift some of its production away from China and manufacture the iPhone 14 right here in India. This marked a significant shift in Apple's manufacturing strategy, signaling India's rising prominence in the tech giant's plans. But the story doesn't stop there. As Apple started to lay deeper roots in India, there was a remarkable increase in the company's manufacturing and exports from the country. In fact, the number of iPhones made and shipped from India surged by a whopping 65% in 2022 alone. This was a clear testament to Apple's growing confidence in India's manufacturing capabilities and its strategic importance in the company's global supply chain. But this was just the beginning of Apple's manufacturing journey in India. Stay tuned to discover how this journey unfolded and the exciting turns it took along the way. As Apple's manufacturing in India increased, so too did their physical presence. The tech giant prepared to establish its first brick-and-mortar store in the bustling city of Mumbai, a move originally set for 2021 but delayed by the pandemic. This physical store would serve as a tangible testament to Apple's growing commitment to India. Simultaneously, Apple's top contract manufacturers, Foxconn and Wistron, were also expanding their operations within the country. This marked a significant shift in Apple's strategy, moving some of its production away from China and into India. These expansions were not simply for the sake of growth. Apple, despite having a relatively small market share in India, saw immense potential in the country. With a population of over 1 billion people and a rapidly growing middle class, India represented a massive untapped market for Apple. The company's ambitions were clear. Apple was not just planning to increase its presence in India, but also its production. It aimed to manufacture a significant portion of its iPhones in the country, reducing its reliance on China and diversifying its supply chain. Despite holding a small market share in India, Apple's ambitions were clear: to increase its presence and production in the country. Enter Tata Group, a key player in Apple's manufacturing plans in India. Stepping into the limelight in October, Tata Group made headlines by acquiring Wistron's iPhone manufacturing plant for a whopping $125 million. This strategic move not only marked Tata as the first domestic iPhone manufacturer in India, but also set the stage for bigger aspirations. Aiming high, Tata plans to construct one of the largest iPhone assembly plants in the country, and they're not stopping at just one. They're planning a second factory in the industrial hub of Hosur, Tamil Nadu, further solidifying their commitment to Apple's manufacturing blueprint in India. This upcoming factory is expected to house around 20 assembly lines, promising ample job opportunities for approximately 50,000 people within the first 2 years of operation. While it's anticipated to be of medium size compared to other global factories, it's set to be larger than the one Tata acquired from Wistron, further expanding their manufacturing footprint. Tata Group's plans aligned perfectly with Apple's ambitions to increase manufacturing in India. So, what does the future hold for Apple's manufacturing in India? The present scenario shows Apple manufacturing approximately 7% of its iPhones in India. Notably, all iPhone 15 units that are sold in India are manufactured domestically. This is a significant stride towards self-reliance and also bolsters the Made in India initiative. Moreover, these domestically produced units are not confined to the Indian market. They are being exported to various other markets around the globe, marking a significant advancement in India's manufacturing capabilities. Now, let's turn our gaze towards Foxconn, one of Apple's most significant manufacturing partners. This China-based titan has been investing heavily in India, recognizing the potential that the country holds. As part of their expansion plans, Foxconn is in the process of constructing a new manufacturing plant in Karnataka. Once operational, this plant alone will have the capacity to produce a staggering 20 million iPhones annually, and this is just the beginning. Another plant with similar capacity is also in the pipeline, further bolstering Apple's manufacturing capabilities in India. But the most ambitious plan unfolds as we look a little further into the future. Apple and its suppliers are planning to ramp up their production to an impressive 50 million iPhones annually in India within the next 2 to 3 years. This surge in production would account for a quarter of Apple's global production by the year 2030. While China will remain the largest producer, India is clearly becoming a key player in Apple's manufacturing plans. This shift in production strategy is not just a testament to India's growing prowess in the manufacturing sector, but also a strategic move by Apple to diversify its production base. In the ever-changing global economic and political landscape, this move could prove to be a game-changer for Apple in the years to come. So, what have we learned about Apple's manufacturing plans in India? We've seen Apple's decision to shift some production to India, with the iPhone 14 being manufactured there. We've explored the opening of their first physical store in Mumbai, marking a significant step in Apple's expansion in the country. We've discussed the pivotal role of the Tata Group, from acquiring Wistron's iPhone manufacturing plant to planning one of the largest iPhone assembly plants in India. And we've looked ahead to Apple's ambitious future production plans, aiming to make a quarter of the world's iPhones in India. It's clear that India is becoming a key player in Apple's global manufacturing plans. Only time will tell how this unfolds.